Hey guys, Taylor with Traveling Taylor, and today I want to talk a little bit about mental energy and what you can do to sort of combat the mental expenditures that you have as a digital nomad, online business owner, full-time traveler, whatever you are in this realm of online working space. It can be really exhausting, and it's not something that I feel like is talked about enough. I feel like there are more and more people writing about it and discussing it and the realities of it, but it's something that I've experienced a lot just in the last few months, just mental exhaustion from everything I've been doing for the last year and a half, and some of the things that I've done to help really recover from that and kind of get to a place where I feel like mentally I'm at a normal level again. So the first thing that you can do is to make sure that you're taking breaks. So as a full-time traveler and online business owner, it's really easy to just keep going. When you're not working, you want to be exploring, and when you're not exploring, you feel like you should be working or doing something. For me, I'm a freelancer, so I have clients that I have to get work done for, and then I have my personal projects, which is my blog and my YouTube channel. I also sell on Amazon as an Amazon seller, and then I'm planning travel a lot of the time, and then when I'm in a new place, I'm actually trying to enjoy it and experience it. And then on top of that, I'm also a solo house sitter, so I sometimes have responsibilities that I have to do outside all of those things that I just mentioned. And so it can be really, really challenging to keep those balanced and to stay sane and to not go through a mental breakdown. And so it's really, really important to take those breaks, to step away. Even when I worked at my corporate job, I would have sick days and I would use them as mental health days. I was never really physically sick, but there were just days that I was just like, mentally, I cannot go into that headspace and I just need a break. Same thing as an entrepreneur or a traveler. Some days you just need those breaks, and that's okay. So whether that is actually taking a weekend, taking a full weekend and not being on your computer or your phone or thinking about work. I think that's the hardest part, is just not thinking about it even. Finding something to do that takes your mind off of it. So right now I'm in Switzerland, so yesterday I decided to go for a walk. I actually had a lot of stuff to get done, but I took advantage of being in a really beautiful location and having forest walks nearby, and so I went and did that. I also recently just took a 2-week vacation, so it was the first vacation I had actually taken. And no, I didn't take every day off, but I did give myself permission to take a handful of days off. I was with my family, I was enjoying my time, and I was enjoying being a tourist. I just took some time off to be a tourist, and that was really nice. It was a really nice mental break from everything that I was doing, and it was something that I really, really needed. So that's what I would say. Make sure that you're taking breaks. Now, the second thing that you can do, especially if you are a solopreneur and solo traveler and solo house sitter like I am, everything is sort of my call and my decision and my responsibility, which can become very mentally exhausting and draining. But the thing that you can do is to ask for help. And that might be really challenging for some people, more so than others. But whether that is in your travel life or that is in your business life, finding ways and moments when you identify that you need help or that it would save you some mental energy. Like, there are times when it is better for you to pay someone or ask for help from someone who already knows how to do the thing that you need to get done, instead of you trying to learn how to do it. Like, that's kind of the place I've been in. I've been like, oh, I can learn it, I can have new skills, this will be great, because then once I know it, I can like offer it as a service, or then I'll just know how to do it. But the amount of time and energy it takes to learn something new constantly is mentally exhausting again. So sometimes it is in your best interest to just ask for help. But for me, that was back in May. I had way more work than I could actually handle, and all the project deadlines were coming up quickly. So I hired a couple of VAs that I know to help me with short-term projects. So it was like, I just need to do these 5 things and I'll pay you for them, and then, it's not a long-term thing. I just need short-term help. I've also hired a video editor. to edit my videos because it's something that I know how to do, but it takes me a long time, and these videos would never get done and get out if I didn't have someone who's much better at it and much faster at it than I could have been. So that is an example of something that even though I know how to do it and I could do it, it doesn't mean that I should or that I need to. So those are a couple of business examples. In my travel life, I mostly travel by myself, but I've mentioned before, earlier this year, I did a trip with Hacker Paradise. So it's with other digital nomads, and it was an organized trip. And even just that little break from not planning where I was going to stay, where my co-working was, our facilitators planned meals out, they planned potlucks, they planned social events, they planned personal development training. Like, they planned a lot of the things for me. And so in my travel life, that gave me, for that 1 month, that gave me a really big break. So it allowed me to focus on my work a little bit more and less on logistics, which I had been doing myself for the last year. So asking for help, finding ways to give yourself some of those mental breaks that you might need, even if they are short term. Sometimes you don't need super long vacations. Sometimes you just need the little breaks and others around you to kind of take the lead, especially if you are used to taking the lead all the time. Now, the third thing, and the other thing that's really important that I talk a lot about with my clients, is creating systems and processes. So especially things that you do consistently and all the time, making sure that you have a plan in place. So for me, my CRM system, if you will, is Dubsado. So that is where I send invoices. I set up reoccurring invoices. So my clients who on a retainer, they just get an invoice automatically at the beginning of the month. I don't personally send that out. I set it up once and it goes out every month. I have automations set up in my email marketing so that if someone signs up for my newsletter, they go through an email sequence. I don't have to remember to do those things. And I've also already done a video on some of my systems that I love. Trello is the way that I keep my life organized. So I do a lot of batch editing as well, batch processing. And so I'll work on like-minded tasks and blocks so that I also limit the amount of time that I'm context switching, which I do a lot of. I already mentioned all the different things I do in between all my clients and then all my personal projects. None of them are the same. None of them are similar, which I do not recommend. But it means I do a lot of context switching, and that just means that my mind is switching from one unlike task to another unlike task on a very frequent basis. So to combat that, I do batch scheduling. But having systems and processes in place will really help you with that as well. That is one of my systems and processes. I mentioned Dubsado, I mentioned Trello, I mentioned the things that I set up. It takes a little bit of time at the beginning, but once you set them up, then the process is going and you don't have to think about it. So those are my 3 tips for sort of combating mental exhaustion and exerting mental energy as an online business owner and full-time traveler. Just to recap, it is take a break, don't be afraid to ask for help, and make sure that you have set up your systems and processes. If you like this video, be sure to like it and subscribe down below. I come up with a new video every week. And thanks so much, you guys, for watching, and I will see you next time.